Hare Hare. Okay. Hare Krishna to all the devotees. Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadama Sudarshan ki jai. Shri Shrigamtai ki jai. Okay, so somebody would like to read this shloka and the translation, Mataji's or Prabhuji's. You can unmute yourself.
May I, Prabhuji? Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Bhagavad-gītā 4.13 Chaturvarnyam maya shrishtam gunakarma vibhagashah tasya kartaramapi mam vidya akartaramavyayam. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. According to the three modes of material nature and the work associated with them, the four divisions of human society are created by me. And although I am the creator of this system, you should know that I am the non-doer, being unchangeable. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Anand Rupa, next shloka. Yeah. Somebody would like to read this next shloka? Hare Krishna. Somebody would like to read?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Yes, Ajit Prabhu. Please go ahead.
Na mam karmani limpanti, na me karma phale aspaha, iti mam yo bhijanti, karma bhirna sa badhyate. Translation. There is no work that affect me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitivity reaction of work. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Okay. Next shloka, somebody would like to read? You can unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Evam jnatva kritam karma purvairapi mumukshubhihi kuru karmaiva tasmatvam purvai purvataram kritam. All the liberated souls in ancient times acted with this understanding of my transcendental nature. Therefore, you should perform your duty following in their footsteps.
Okay. So, Anand Prabhu, I'll share my screen now. You can just stop that. Okay, I just have a small PPT. Okay, so this is something which in the previous class I had taken. Okay, can you see my screen, Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu, we can see.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Okay, so this is dedicated to His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Okay, so talking about these three shlokas, Krishna in the 13th shloka, he is talking about the four different kind of the systems which has been there in the society. Okay, Chatur Varnim, the four kind of Varnas. And he has clearly mentioned that it is about the Guna and Karma. Okay, so this thing is very important. The failure of our Indian society or the caste system was because of the lack of understanding of this particular shloka. Of course, this is not the only reference we find in Bhagavad-gītā where it has been told about the four divisions, the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. There's reference in Manu Samhita, there's reference in other Puranas also, how a society should work based on their the actions and the modes they are working on. Okay, so let us try to understand how these things work within our purview in the present day also. Okay, so it's very easy to understand. Okay, so so if I talk about the nature, okay, so this nature has basically the three qualities. It comes much later in Bhagavad-gītā about the modes. Okay, But we need to understand, and we have heard also about this. See, the mode of goodness, the passion and ignorance. But in Bhagavad-gītā also, Krishna talks about something beyond these three modes, because we are bound within these three modes. Sometimes I want to be good. Okay, my thoughts are good. My actions, I want to do something good. That is how my thinking and my nature would be. But sometimes I get into passionate mode. I want to do something very nicely. I want to do this. I'm very passionate. So those things are there. And sometimes I want to be very lazy. I just want to relax myself. I just don't want to. I want to ignore so many things in my life. So those, based on those thoughts and the actions, that's how we are performing. Okay, but Krishna talks about something beyond this, and there's something called eternal time, and that is how it is controlling us. And every living entity, be it animals or be it humans or any species we see around ourselves, are bound in this world into this, a concept or a thing called as karma, or actions and reactions. We do something, we think something, we do some actions, and then there is a reaction for that, and we have to take those reactions or responses. Okay, so very easy to understand. Okay, so here we all know that according to our senses, we have, the basic five senses, and based on that we are seeing this world, or we are trying to understand this world. Okay, we either see, or we taste, or we hear, or we touch something, or we smell something. So we have the sense perceptions. Every living entity has their own senses, and based on the sensors they perceive something. Okay, so how do we look at this world? So there's perception. Okay, and based on the perception, we use the senses and we perceive something, and there's cognizance. So there's a process of knowledge. We have our own knowledge, and based on that we respond to, or we react to it. That's how the action is. That is how the world is running. So this is a cycle how it is running. For example, I would like to give an example. So there was an author, okay, and he was about to end his writing, and he just saw outside the window there was some commotion happening. There was some galata. Okay? There's so much of here and there happening among the people there in the crowd outside his window on the main road. So he just went down, and he asked. Okay, he just went ahead and he asked one of the person. He said, the person said that, there is a, the banana seller, and maybe his banana was not good, the quality was not good, but he was charging high price. So they're having a fight. There's an argument among the buyer and the seller. Okay, so that is one. So he went ahead further, and he asked another person, so what exactly happened? Why they are fighting so much? Okay, so the other person said, no, he actually stole the banana, this person. That's why he's blaming him. So he's doing like this. So they're fighting, and we are trying to, control them. Okay, so he went ahead and asked that banana seller himself. So banana seller and the buyer both were there, the customer and the banana seller. So both of them he asked. Okay, so he said that some of the banana, it was black, I'm not accepting, but he's giving that only. I want the nice ones, but he's not giving. So banana seller, whatever I have to give. So should I keep the black ones and I do not give? So if you see in this example, three different people have three different versions. So we perceive things based on our, senses, how it is receiving the information. Okay, that is how it is working. So that is how, based on that, it is going on here. Okay, so that is how we are living. One person will see something and he will think about it something. Another person will see the same thing, but he will think about something. Let us move to the another one, a nice example I have about what perception is. Okay, let us imagine. This is a very nice example. It has been often used in in our community. So let us see this example. So there is something called as sattva, rajas, and tamas. All you understand. So these three people were moving in a bus. Okay, So let me make you understand how these modes work. Sattva-guna was reading a book, and Rajaguna was watching a kind of a video or something in a mobile, and Tamas was sleeping in the bus. Okay, so now the bus bumped on a a speed breaker, and they all three of them got distracted. So the first Sattva-guna saw outside the window, he saw just they entered the forest and there's a beautiful scenery. Okay, as you see in the picture, there's a beautiful scenery. There's a lake streaming down, there's trees and stones, everything. There's very nice view. So he thought, looking at this view, there's this scenery, and he thought, oh, it's so nice. I can just sit under a tree and I can read this book, what he had a book in this. I can gain all this knowledge and I can grasp all this and I can utilize this. Okay, that's how a mode of goodness will think. Okay, let us move to the Rajas. So he also saw the similar thing when he saw outside the window. But what he thought is, oh, it is so nice, it's so beautiful, this nice scenery. If I had a girlfriend with me, okay, what if I had a paramour? I could go around, I can frolic, I can enjoy, it would be so romantic. So that's how a passionate person will think. And there's the Thomas person who's sleeping, and he got also disturbed, so he sees this, and he also appreciates this nature, and he tells that, oh, okay, he's thinking that, oh, I can just go down the soft lawn which is there, the greenery, under a shade of a tree and cooling breeze, I can sleep nicely. So this is how the same thing which is there, the nature, they are saying three people have three different perceptions. This is how perceptions will work in our life. Okay, Krishna is not just talking about how the four divisions are created in the system based on the guna karma, based on the gunaha and the actions what they do. How gunas are there? What gunas we are in? We are perceiving something, and based on that we are doing actions. Okay, so this is what we have to understand. So this is perception, and of course a response also. A typical example I would like to give. This I have used in the previous class also, somewhere else. So there's a response, okay? So this is a picturization. Imagine there's a theater and people are watching movies, okay? And there are these three kind of people who are sitting. So I will make you understand how a person will react, okay, in these three modes. So suddenly there is a fire in the theater hall and everybody is panicking. So a mode of ignorance person, as you see in this first picture here, a person in the mode of ignorance, he's neither reflecting nor he's responding. So he's just shocked there. He's just sitting there in shock and he doesn't do anything. A mode of ignorance person behaves like that. Whereas a mode of passion person, he exits, he just runs out of the theater looking at the fire. So he's just thinking about himself and he's just running away from the theater to save himself. But a mode of goodness person, what he does is he reacts. Okay, he knows, okay, there is a fire. He gets up, he goes and he picks up a fire extinguisher and immediately tries to extinguish the fire. So what does these three examples mean? Okay, the first example, ignorance person, he doesn't do anything. He doesn't, react much. He doesn't respond much. The mode of passion person, he is only thinking about himself. He is kind of selfish. Okay, so that is how we'll be. Always like, okay, let me save myself. The others, I don't care. Okay, that's how we'll be. But a person in the mode of goodness, he is not only thinking about himself, he is also thinking about others also. So he's trying to respond. So in our life also, we either react or respond in a particular fashion. Be it a small fight or a small argument, or it may be a small talk also, or it may be anything in the normal day-to-day course of life. So we either react or respond. Okay, so we have to more of try to respond in a positive way. That is how it will be balancing in our life. Okay, so coming back to the what here in these three shlokas, I just want to undermine everything and make it a understanding how we can be in our life. Okay, so of course we have been going through a lot of here and there, and the soul which is there, it is based on the all the three different modes. It's going into these things, and it is okay. It is getting attracted basically the objects of life. Okay, so based on that, we are working very hard to achieve something. Okay, but we are not sure whether that is something good for us in the future, or whether it's going to be, which is going to be very precarious situations in the future. It may be very good in the beginning. Okay, we may think that when we want to do something, we want to achieve something, we want to get something. Okay, it is very good for us as of now, but we never think what happens after that. Okay, it may be even a small thing to purchase in the market also. We do not think where the source is, what happens to that, and what the struggle was behind, and how many living entities were killed in that. We don't think about that. We just want to gratify our senses. That is how we are living. Okay, so based on our guna and karma, we are living in this world, and that's how we are getting our happiness or suffering, you can say. So the embodied souls lives in the city of nine gates. We have these nine gates. Okay, we have two nostrils, two ears, two eyes, one mouth. Okay, and the working senses, genitals, and in. So there's so many things in our body which is receiving the knowledge, and based on our activities, we are conducting automatically. We are conducting automatically by the particular mode of nature. So please understand that we think that we are independent. I am independent of my thought. I am independent of my action. No, but you are under the control of someone. You are just that you're like a transmitter. You might have seen this old people, we used to have in our house, the old transmitter. We did not have TVs, those televisions, those days. So you switch on the transmitter and you tune according, you keep searching. Nowadays it's all digital. You just press the button, you set the number and you get it. But those days we had this tuning machine. So we used to just tune and we tried to get the transmission, the frequency, and we used to listen to the radio frequencies. Okay, particular message. So our body is something like that. These modes are something like that. We are tuning ourselves to a particular mode and we are trying to receive some message. And we are acting accordingly. So in a transmitter, what used to happen? When I used to tune, I used to listen to some nice song. Okay, especially on Sundays, this used to happen in a house. So there's a nice song which is coming. Okay, I used to enjoy like that. Okay, based on that, I used to respond. And I tune further, there used to be some kind of news which is coming up. Okay, based on the news, my thoughts will be different. And you tune further, there's a cricket match going on. Oh, so this is so nice. This is going on. Okay. So similarly, our body is something which is happening according to the tuning of the modes what we are doing. Okay. So based on that, we are subjected to conditions of this body, and we cannot go beyond this. Have you tried? Anybody? We cannot go beyond this. We cannot go beyond all these modes we are going through. Okay, so this is why it is very important that when you come into bhakti, that's why Krishna is talking about when you come into bhakti, you can easily cross beyond these modes. Now, why this crossing of beyond is crossing these modes is very important is because we want to be out of the sufferings which is going on. Of course, we are tasting the happiness also. Okay, but in the the shastras, the scriptures, it is clearly told the happiness what we see is a drop of water from the desert. You can just imagine a drop of water in the desert, how significant it is. We cannot even taste it. Okay, it nowhere satisfies us. A drop of water in the desert. Okay, so there's more suffering than happiness in this life. You have to get up, it's struggling for us. You have to go to work. I don't like it, I still have to do it. I don't like to cook, still I am hungry, I have to eat. Okay. I cannot control my sleep also. I have to sleep, or else the body doesn't cooperate with me. Okay. And I have to defend myself. I cannot just be open in the system. I cannot be open in the society, right? I have to wear clothes. I have to have a house. I have to have some savings. I need to have something to protect myself. Okay, there's physical needs, there's psychological needs, there's emotional needs, which is running through my system, the whole body, in my entire journey of life. Okay, I cannot get out of this. That is how we are building this nation, society, the civilization. Why? Because of all these things. But we fail to understand that these are the grace of the Lord, whatever we are getting. That is the mistake of today's modern education and the society we are living in. We fail to understand there is someone superior to us who is controlling us, and we are trying to, not to understand who it is. That is our mistake. Okay, so Bhagavad-gītā teachings is very important just to make you understand why someone is very intelligent, why someone is very hardworking, why is very business minded. He wants to only earn money. Based on our gunas, we are working. And this is clearly explained in Bhagavad-gītā and other references also, how a human being works and other living entities also work. For example, the animals, they're completely controlled by the modes of the nature. We have that independence to choose the modes. Of course, more or less, we have a majority of our inclination to a particular mode right from our birth. Okay, because we have carried forward from the previous birth. We have carried forward that. Okay, so of course we can change that. That's the good thing about human beings. So if you talk about the difference between the human and the animals, if you see, they'll always be engaged in these four activities: eating, sleeping, mating, defending. They don't think about anything beyond this. You see birds, or you see some wild animals, or you see some even the domestic animals also. Okay, they are always into eating, mating, sleeping, and defending. Okay, they have their own territory. You see, this road dogs will not allow the other road dogs. If they come, they start barking, they fight each other. They have the defending nature. Similarly, lions or birds, they have their own nests. Okay, they have their own community. So we are also running in that same kind of program: eating, mating, sleeping, defending. We are not thinking beyond this. Why we are working? To eat, to defend ourselves. We are working, we are getting salary. So with that salary, we are purchasing, we are going to super bazaar, we are purchasing everything. We want nice house. Why house? We have to lock it very nicely so that theft will not happen. Somebody doesn't come and kill us. We are also defending ourselves. We are defending our nation. Why we are doing that? So that we can be protected. Okay, these are very, very basic things which has been there since time immemorial, from the day of creation. But what is the real purpose or the difference between the humans and the animals? Humans have the free will to, know about the God. Animals do not have. The trees and other species, they do not have. If you go and talk to some animals, they would never understand them. Okay, talk to them in their language, they never understand. So we have that capability or that ability which is given, that intelligence in us, that we can understand who God is and we can study the needs. Okay, so that's the biggest differentiation. Other things remain as it is. Whatever are eating, sleeping, mating, different, it is the same as what animals are doing. We are doing it in a very nice, polished way, very nice, fashionable way, but animals do it in a very cross level. Okay, we are trying to do it in a very nice manner. No, calling ourselves as gentlemen. Okay, but that's not the purpose of it. So Chaturvarnyam Maya system is, this is what it talks about. And you see, another thing is, Krishna tells that he's above this system. He's completely above this system and he never gets affected. Okay. So we have to get ourselves away from this system what we are in today. Okay. So we are trying to do so many things. We are trying to read Bhagavad-gītā. We are trying to get a chant. We are doing some efforts. Why? Because we want to get away from what is going through. So Krishna also talks about this. And of course, there are other references also. Okay, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi. Okay, who doesn't have birth? Everyone has birth. Sorry? Sorry? Someone said something? Hare Krishna? You can unmute, you can mute yourself.
अरे खेलना जरूरी है, बाकी डिपेंड करता है बच्चे को क्या चेक कर रहा है, सिंपल चीज है वो। 10 लोग, हाँ 5 लोग, 10 लोग का बच्चा 10 महीना अलग अलग रहेगा।
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Honorable
yeah.
Prabhu, can you please mute?
Yeah.
Yes,
this,
yes.
some
Sorry for
reasons.
that. Continue, please.
Yeah. So, so I was talking about this. We know who doesn't have birth, who doesn't have death. Okay, who doesn't have diseases. Every season we have some disease. Okay, somebody has terminal diseases, so cancer, it may be brain tumor, anything. So everybody goes through all these things. Okay, and there's no way that we can escape from old age also. Actually, people when they become old, they go into depression. Okay, there's counseling we have to give them. There's kind of loneliness they face. Okay, today's of course we have old age home, all this is happening, but we need to give them the time. We need to give them the the counseling advice. Okay, so there's a lot of things people go through. Okay, a lot of depressions happening. A student goes under depression, the pressure of this studies. The working man goes under the pressure of the work, job losses, layoffs. Okay, the woman is going under the pressure of handling the family. The chaos which is there. Every section, every age, everybody is going through some sort of pressures in our life. So it's like a pressure cooker. It may burst one day anytime, just like the whistle comes out. So our life is becoming like this. Every day the competition is so much, we are going through so much of pressure, we cannot even imagine what will happen to us. So leading to this, that's why Bhagavatam explains that in Kali Yuga, because of so much of tensions and so much of quarreling and pressures which are there, we have only a small amount of life to live. Swalpa Ayushu. Okay, so only Alpa Ayushu is there for us. And because of this, because of our lifestyle, we are suffering so much. We are trying to invent so much. We are doing so much. We do not get proper rain on time. We do not get sunlight proper on time. There's a change of everything. So the crops are not growing. We do not get good vegetables or food to eat. Everything is contaminated. This polluted. Okay, and because of this, there's diseases. So it's a cycle which everything is going through. Okay, that's why Krishna said that because of these things, the force system has to be there. Okay, the force system have to be there so that there's a smooth flow of the working of the society, and everybody comes to the later stage where they can get liberated. Liberation means nothing but I don't want to take birth again. I don't want to suffer again. I don't want this body. Okay, that is the understanding. Okay, so Krishna is slowly in Bhagavad-gītā, if you see all the chapters, he's slowly taking you to the, he's telling Arjuna that you have to come to the stage that you understand me completely, surrender me, and you have to come back to me. There is a time, there is a place, there is something eternal. Okay, we are placed in a temporary body, a temporary time, okay, on a temporary basis, and we have to suffer. And this is repetitive. Death means what? Liberation from the present body. But after death, we are taking another body. How to stop that? Okay, this lesson is for everybody, right from the child to the the old age person. Prahlad was very much aware right from the age 5. Okay, he's preaching all these things. Why he is doing that? He is completely liberated. He knows what the purpose of life is. Now that doesn't mean we go just jump, into a well, shouting Krishna's name. No, that is not the purpose. But until we live, we keep remembering, because end of our life, when we remember Krishna, that is going to help us. The person who is leaving the body, the senses I was talking about, it withdraws everything. He cannot hear properly. He cannot see. His vision will be lost. Okay, he cannot speak. Okay, and he'll become unconsciousness. So when he becomes unconscious, there's only one thing comes. It's mentioned in the Bhagavad about the the purpose also. The whatever you did, majority of your things in life remains, like just like a picture which comes in front of a camera. You know how it comes. Just within few seconds, everything comes in here, and you will capture one particular thing, and based on whatever majority you've done in your life, you will become that particular thing in next life. You can become an animal, or you can become a tree, you can become anything. You can become a human also, or you can become a devata also. So based on your guna karma. So the moment we come out of this, okay, we always think about the devotional life. The moment we end, that end moment comes, we get transferred to that loka where we don't have to take birth again. We are looking for eternal happiness. We always want to be happy. But in the pursuance of our happiness, we are ending in suffering. That is what is happening. Okay. So I end my class here. This was the short presentation for half an hour. Okay. Any questions or any comments? Okay, we can end here. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Prabhuji.